right, call the meeting to order. Commissioner Weeks, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Enable audio control. Please enter your audio PIN.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Sounds like we're live now. Very good. Sorry. All right, first item on the agenda is to approve our agenda. Motion by Weeks, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, we'll open the meeting up for any public comment. Anyone wish to address the commission this morning on any topic that isn't on the agenda? Out there online or on the phone? No one in the room. We'll move on. First reading of the following ordinances. Sarah?
Okay, we got ordinance number 294, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property. Petitioner Timothy and Kelly Sir, changing the zoning from agriculture preservation district to mini ag district, bringing this parcel into compliance for its current use.
All right, this is first reading. Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 294? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Denner, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Ordinance number 295, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property. Petitioner Adam Munson, changing the zoning on the following, agriculture preservation district to mini ag district, bringing this parcel into compliance for its current use.
Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 295? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve.
Move.
Second. Motion by Denner, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Ordinance number 296, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property. Petitioner Jeffrey and Tamara Solly, changing the zoning from agriculture preservation district to lakefront residential district, bringing this parcel into compliance for its current use.
Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 296? Entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Denner, second by Dinger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Ordinance number 297, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property. Petitioner Shane Reek, changing the zoning from agriculture preservation district to mini ag district, bringing this parcel into compliance for its current use.
Anyone here to speak to ordinance 297? Entertain a motion to approve.
Move.
Motion by Dinger,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Ordinance number 298, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property. Petitioner James Johnson and William Munhanke, changing the zoning from agriculture preservation district to mini ag district, bringing this parcel into compliance for its current use.
Anyone here to speak to ordinance 298? Entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Denner. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, Rachel Kipley, Fairgrounds Park Manager, with a couple issues. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Well, I'm here with exciting news. So you remember 2 years ago, we put up that rainbow play set, and we've kind of expanded that kid zone. So I wanted to introduce you to some special ladies with the Aberdeen Area Association of Realtors. Joni Napton had served on the Fair Board for a while, and we had originally started talking about a Gaga pit back then and how kids, I know some of you have asked, what the heck is a Gaga pit? I'll pass it around.
I'm glad you
I'm going to let these three ladies introduce themselves
What's your
and talk a
business?
little bit about the partnership that we formed and what they've been working on. So, you guys want to talk a little bit?
Good morning.
I'll go ahead and start. Good morning. I'm Joni Nathan. I'm past president of the Aberdeen Area Association of Realtors. I sat on the Fair Board for a couple years. we're, you know, as part of these discussions on that end, dealing with some potential things that the Fair Board wanted to do with the kids zone out there, and the Gaga Pet was in the discussion years ago, and we had brought it, it's actually been on our agenda with our board for a year. And this opportunity came up where we were able to get a grant for this, and coincidentally working with the Brown County Fair Board to make it happen, so kind of exciting. But
I'm Lorna Johnston, I'm the state director for the local board, and I had reached out to our state association to see if we could use some monies that were available statewide, and Michelle Clevin, our EO, directed me to go to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and there was what's called a place-making grant, where we could file for this grant, and we were very fortunate to get the funds for that. So we were just excited that there was something out there available that we could use.
Good.
I'm Julie Larson. I'm the Executive Officer of the Aberdeen Area Association of Realtors, and I'm very excited too.
She did the grant, so
Yeah.
kudos.
Good job.
Professional grant writer now.
Oh my God.
There's a lot
list.
involved. Yeah, I was so happy. Yeah, everything that we put in for, we got it, no questions asked, so.
And we couldn't have done that without Rachel
Yeah.
working with us
I know.
pretty much almost every
Teamwork.
other day.
Well, you guys have been great. So if you remember during the last two fairs, they posted the movie night for Brown County Fair. Usually it's a Thursday during kids' night, and that's been overwhelmingly successful, and they wanted to step it up, and this has been awesome. So thank you guys for everything you're doing. That whole area, what you'll see in the contract with you, basically, they'll get some signage for the next decade or so, but our crew will erect it once it comes, and then it'll be a year-round item. It's not something you take up and down, and it's treated wood, so we should be good for years to come.
Cool, very good.
What do they do in a Gaga pit? What is?
I would like to invite you out, and we're gonna have a whole session of it, how to do it, and then we'll play
The
it.
game.
I gotta be honest, I've not played it. My
Okay.
kids were stoked though.
Yes, and so between
Like dodgeball.
between my kids and her kids, we almost have a full team. And we could do a demonstration.
Okay, very good.
So,
There you go.
Well, we appreciate the contribution and the partnership. That'll be
Yeah.
a ton of fun for that kid zone,
Mhm.
so,
Good, thank you very much.
you bet,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
So I guess we would ask for a motion to sign that contract.
Oh,
Second motion by Weiss, second by Jinger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And I don't have a big check or anything, so I don't know if we can get a picture, because I'd like to at some point get something on Facebook so that we can get some recognition for them,
Sure.
but maybe we'll do, once we get built, we'll have you guys out there and maybe as commissioners.
to a dedication.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, thank you
When do you
so much.
anticipate it being built?
As soon as it gets here, so we'll talk after this and get her ordered up, and
Thank you.
hopefully that's fair.
Cool.
Season.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being here this morning, too.
You too.
Appreciate it.
The other updates I have is we got the first load of materials for the new Mega Construction Inc. small animal barn. So if you guys are good with that name, we'll rock and roll with that. I don't know if that needs to be a motion or anything, but,
I think we just acknowledge the fact that it's progressing, so.
okay. And then, I had reached out to a couple of you. We did have somebody that was interested in the volunteer camping host we spoke about a few weeks ago. And so that background check and everything has been through to HR, so we'll proceed with that if you guys are good with it. Basically, they just get that free, full, hooked-up camping site in exchange for checking the bathrooms and handing out the envelopes for people to check in so that we don't have to come in every weekend. Any questions on that?
So they're gonna stay all year, that's a whole year deal?
We close the campgrounds in October,
Right,
and
right,
then
but
they
the
don't have a, they
For
don't
the
have a
season.
spot during the fair, so then obviously they would leave and then come back. So if they, for some reason, don't want to camp after that, we would take up the task again. Once they come back, then we can keep the agreement.
Kind of patterned after what the state parks do, so.
Exactly.
Nice touch.
Other than that, I am still working on some quotes for, sprinkler system. So I talked to you guys earlier about, we put over $10,000 into repairs for that Expo sprinkler system, and a new one's probably going to be around 50. So I think we're just putting good after bad unless we just get that done. And now I did have a another message this week about the actual fire alarm system, which, learning everything about these systems, I was never an expert, but totally two different systems. So we'll be doing some walkthroughs this week on that too, because the panel that controls both the OD and the Expo is going bad, and right now there's just, the Hockey Association is looking at replacing theirs as well, so we might as well just do it together and find a panel that's big enough to do both and that we both have access to, so we'll do some more digging in that. But my understanding of the bid book is if for some reason we can get that sprinkler system done for under 50 grand, we can just do it. Is that how you guys read it?
I'd have to read it to verify, but we'll
Okay,
verify that
'cause
with Lynn.
There's not a lot of companies that do that.
Sure.
It'd be that Midwest Fire that we use out of Rapid. I have reached out to a Fargo and a Sioux Falls company for additional prices, but they're not, it's low.
Sure, sure.
So anyway, I will talk to you more about that quote. Otherwise, other updates, we did get the tiller out to the youth camp. We tilled up the beach, so that's looking pretty good. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling out there. The camping's open and just getting ready for fair. We, HR report, we got the bartenders too that we'd like to hire. And, that lease agreement that you're gonna be approving is late, but it came in Friday afternoon. Literally, it was just somebody that wanted to do that. Some filming out at the youth camp got us the insurance, and we just let them do that with permission from a couple commissioners, so.
Didn't use any of the facilities.
No,
just
no
the
buildings, no
grounds.
nothing. Other than that, any questions for me?
You're not directly involved with it, but it gets out to the youth camp, the gravel road section off of 6A that goes out there. I believe it's currently posted at 55 miles an hour.
Okay.
And I've had a couple residents out there say that, with the increased activity with, there's a lot of younger people and the other folks doing disc golf and things like that, that especially when you come off of 6A and then you have that short run that's, maybe a quarter mile or less, and that sharp curve.
Oh, that goes back south?
That maybe it should be posted a little bit less than that, so we're not encouraging people to drive quite that fast out there.
I'm probably the wrong person.
I'm just letting you know that comment was been made, and I talked to Dirk about it as well.
Okay.
And I did talk to Dirk about it as well, and he of course had no problem because of,
Yeah,
number one, it's gravel, it's two sharp curves, and so.
so anyway, that may be coming up, so
Sure.
just for your information.
No, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, take the speed limits
I'll
down. I know how
spread the word
I know how
with our
Rachel
staff.
thinks on this.
And there's no other way to get there.
Yeah.
Well, there is.
Rachel, her way, the road.
Take the sign down altogether.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Because it's heavily patrolled.
And we're not encouraging the people to drive.
Right.
Rachel, at her way, it'd be 55 in the whole fairground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use your best discretion.
Speaking my language, Waltman.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys. Appreciate what you do.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Next up, Brad Board, Public Defender, discuss software purchase. Good morning.
Good morning. So, I already sent the request to you for permission to purchase software from a company called Filevine. And in that, it's a brief summary. You already know why I think that this would increase efficiency and productivity, while at the same time decreasing both the time and cost of providing indigent legal services from the Public Defender's Office. And I also pointed out that this software will also help gather all the data so that you, the Commission, can properly evaluate the current indigent legal services requirements or obligations and how best to meet them. But after I sent that proposal to the auditor, I was at a conference last Friday, and I have some other information I want to provide to you, plus I want to tell you one thing with IT. I met with Chris Miles, who is the Chief Defender for the Office of Indigent Legal Services. That's the state level. And he's there, basically working for the Commission on Indigent Legal Services. And one of the things that they're doing, as you all know, is they're evaluating how everything is done statewide as far as providing attorneys for people that have the right to have one. It's a huge process. There have been issues that have still been pending since the study back in 1977, but because of the new commission, they're looking at ways to change that. Depending on what happens with that, it might change, who pays for those things, what percentage the state pays for, what percentage the county pays for, but they need the data in order to do that. I've been working with Chris since you guys appointed me as the public defender, as well as with Eric Witcher, who's the Pennington County Public Defender, and Tracy Smith, who's the Minnehaha County Public Defender, discussing what could happen or not. I think I already told you that Pennington County has already started using this FileVine software. Chris said they start their training for the state level program next week, and I know Tracy has already met with FileVine. I'm not sure if and when they're going to do theirs, but the whole point is, if we all have the same system, it's easier for us to get the data to them so that they can evaluate what's going on and decide what is going to be the way we go at the state level. It could be something like switching to a state-run system like states like Colorado have, which would, I think, dramatically change the cost allocation. One of the things that I learned on Friday, they had presented us with the numbers from from 2018 through 2022, which was kind of eye-opening. But just for fiscal year 2022, the total county gross expenditures for indigent legal services was $21,465,695.06. The total state allocation was $728,262.01, which was 3.39%. So obviously, if this changes to a state system, it'll significantly decrease the obligation the counties have, or at least that's what I believe. So I think this is the best program, so that's why I'm asking for you guys to approve us getting that. The other thing is, I talked with Pat from IT about any concerns he has with this software. We were set to have a Zoom meeting with Brandon from FileVine last Thursday, so that Pat could talk to him about any questions he had. Unfortunately, Pat had jury duty and had to miss that Zoom meeting, so I did email him yesterday to see where he was at. I have not heard back. Obviously, if there's a concern with IT, that has to be dealt with before this could be implemented, but assuming there are no issues, I'm asking you to approve the purchase of the FileVine system. Do you have any questions for me?
No, it makes sense to me, and the fact that the state, that's the system they're gonna use, I think it's a good way to integrate all that information, so that's good.
No, I'd have a motion to approve.
Okay. Motion by Denner, second by Weiss to approve the software purchased by the Public Defender's Office. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
How's the remodel coming? Going well?
It's coming.
Good.
It's a process. So we're working on everything from construction to equipment, furniture, people, software,
Yep.
training. We're getting closer. It's just taking longer than we all hoped.
Prep work, whole new department, so.
Well, it's nice to know they're still studying things, because I've always had an issue with the fact that we have a state's attorney's office that the state doesn't put a nickel in.
I'm gonna leave that one alone, sir.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, Judy Doss, Building Superintendent, discuss courthouse security grant.
Morning.
Morning Judy, morning Randy.
I gotta pay if that rings in here.
Hey, that's right.
Answer that later.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Scholarship fund needs the influx.
It's for the kids.
I still have a kid in college, so.
Make a donation.
There you go, you could be a donor. Good for any county employee.
I would like to go into exec,
Okay, for,
security, court security.
okay,
Move.
motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Dinger, go into exec for contracts, security, and I see police personnel was also requested, so all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, lights back on, we're back in session, out of exec with no action as a result. At this time, I would entertain a motion to authorize spending authority to Brown County Maintenance Department for the spending of courthouse security grant dollars.
Move.
Motion by Gage, second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up on the agenda, consent calendar. Sarah?
Approval of the general meeting minutes for May 6th, 2025.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dinger, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims and payrolls.
Move.
Motion by Gage. Second by Dinger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move.
Motion by Dinger, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignments.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And lease agreement.
Move.
Second. Motion by Gage, second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Any other business come before the Brown County Commission this morning? Mayor, did you want to visit with us about anything?
I'm all right, thank you.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to give you the opportunity.
I appreciate it.
We don't see you very often, so wanted
That's
to...
right, man, Tuesday morning's busy.
Is there anything else to come before the commission this morning?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion by Weiss, second by Denner to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.